Howdy do. Alright, so this is a day late. Yesterday I was slammed with freelance work and also full-time day work with Unbroken. So getting to this today, sorry about that, but let's start off with what we did in class on Monday, the lab. So let me bring up my content browser here. It's hiding. There she goes. Alright, so now this is the UI setting. This is the lab. You go to the root of content and you have your 3 levels right here. If you push play, obviously, this is not what we want. This is not what we need. So what you're going to do is you're going to click any one of these levels. The levels are that beige yellow type of tan mustard color. Alright, if you push play here, it starts to work, but for those that miss class, if you go to Window and then World Settings, this is what you need. Now this might be all collapsed down. You might need to bring it up, and then this might have none on there. If it has none, that's not going to work. You need to go down to Main Menu GM, and then you see this option. Again, this might be collapsed too, so you might need to expand it. Default pawn class, and this is where you want to change. Now there's only 3 that I've added. You only have to support 2: Fantasy Town, Futuristic FPS, and then finally Town Present Day. If you click on any of those and push play, then you have this. That's the Fantasy Town one. If I stop it and I do the Futuristic, you have that. And then finally, if I go to Town Present Day, push play, you have that. Each one of these has a hover, and then you have a click. Cool. Now, these little heart things with the little lines, these are widget blueprints. When you're working with UI, it's always called a widget in Unreal. If I double click this, the designer is always going to show you what it looks like, and the graph is going to show you what programming is happening behind it. And it could not be more simple. On hovered for the begin game button. Sorry, I did not get much sleep last night. So the begin game button, there you go. And on clicked, there you go. This is where you're going to attach your sounds. And it's super easy to attach sounds. You make your sounds, and then if you're working a sound cue, you can just drag it in like that. If you're working sound waves, you can just drag those in. Either way. Cool. So that's the lab that we did yesterday, or 2 days ago. And your goal is to support 2 of them. And refer back to the PowerPoint and to the video as far as the nuts and bolts of how to do that for the actual sound creation for the hover versus the click. Alright, so that is that project. Let's pull up the match 3. Alright, let me minimize this and take this away so this doesn't get confusing here. Here's the match 3. We just started to look into this a little bit on Monday. And there are mostly sound waves in the root. You have one sound cue, which is made of sound waves. Right here, the Gym Land cue, you can look here. It's randomized between 1, 2, and 3. And if we dock this and go back to here, you can see 1, 2, and 3. My advice would be keep the names the same outside of Unreal. Gym_land 02, Gym_land 03. Have them named exactly the same, and you pull them in, it will re-import and make your audio then be connected to everything else in the game. So to go over again, we have a couple of sound cues here, but you have your temp music. This is your background music. And now on the sound cues, for example, the starter music cue right here, that's a little different. You don't have to name this exactly the same. You can name it, Epic Score 1, Puzzle Theme 10,000, The Search for Eternity. Whatever you want to name it, and you could pop that in, for example, like this, and as long as you connect it to this output, that's going to connect it to the game and have all the logic and have it perform the way you want it to perform. So you could definitely do that when you're working with sound cues. With the sound waves, you have to be a bit more careful and make sure the name is all the same. So our goal here is to replace all of the audio in the puzzle game. Go ahead and give it a play and get the feel and the vibe for like what kind of music and what kind of sounds are working here, and then see what you can bring your own creativity to it. You have some end lost, not too much. You have a crowd going "aw," and then you have a little musical. I have it turned on pretty soft right now. You have end one. You have a couple different layers: bronze, silver, gold. You have cheering, and you have a musical jingle. And kind of like what we talked about with the UI stuff, especially with the awards, they can share similar sounds, but the musical stuff around it can vary. So keep that in mind. And then you have, again, some awesome cheesy voiceover from the night.
Awesome. Awesome.
Which is all tied into this sound cue. So again, just like with the music, you can name these whatever you wanted to and pop them in and do a randomized node and do whatever coding you need to do for that. So that's easy and good to go. And the rest is all right here. And the reason why I say be very careful is because if we do a reference viewer on one of these things, it goes to a blueprint, and the grid blueprint is one of the bigger ones. And within here, if you go to the event graph, it has quite a bit going on, and it's not sound cues, it's making arrays and then setting things per the array. So for example, bomb power full, if I go my find results and do bomb power full and click on that, there it is. And then if I click on that, it shows me where it is. It's right there. So it's a little bit different way to implement, and this is why it's easier just to keep the names the same, so none of this stuff gets broken. You're not having to poke around and go, where the heck do I put this certain sound? I did not know that you don't have class on Monday, so I won't be here, you won't be here. Enjoy your time away. Obviously I'll have to adjust the schedule and the syllabus, but so this will not be due on the 9th, it will be due the following Monday. So I think you have plenty of time to work on this. The other thing is, with that revelation of having extra time, you definitely can write your own music here. And on puzzle music, like I said in class, have it be a little bit more ambient, a little more contemplative, because you want to leave space for the player to be able to think and ponder your amazing puzzle game. All right. So I hope everyone's doing well. Hit me up if you have any questions. Some of you have not turned in your UI settings lab from Monday. Please get that into me today. And then the only other thing is I am going on a little mini trip over the last little bit of this week into the weekend. So I probably will not have grades for you for Project 1 until next week. Apologies for that, but it's just a busy time with both freelancing, my professional work, and my personal life. So anywho, hope you're doing well. Talk to you later.